My name is Zach Carnazes, and I don't understand why this body is putting motions forward before even hearing public comment on this item. Also, I've pointed out that the agenda for this meeting, as previous ones, does not even list that there is public comment in response to approval of meeting minutes, another clerical error. I sent an email on August 31st outlining in detail the incorrect minutes that have been recorded for this meeting. I offered suggestions for correction. I received no reply. I sent another email earlier today. Again, no reply. This unfortunate pattern of this board completely ignoring the public's repeated requests for accurate minute keeping. How can we expect the Sunshine Ordinance Task Force to care at all about public records access, to rule justly about public records access, when they cannot even keep their own records straight about what occurs at these meetings? It is absolutely appalling that the meeting minutes from August does not even state that in file number 21033, I said explicitly that the wrong respondent was in the complaint. I was confused and crying during the meeting because I did not understand what was going on, because I had requested a disability accommodation that had been ignored. It does not make any mention of that request that I had made prior to the agenda being published. And not only that, it actually says that I was asking for a violation from the wrong department, which is not the case. These minutes are audio recorded, so the evidence is not hard to show proof that these minutes are completely inaccurate, and a continuation of the clerical errors that continue to happen with this department, and an unfortunate disregard of the public, really, of the public, which has brought this issue to the attention of this board repeatedly. And time again, when I attend these meetings, the board simply rules, accept the minutes as they are, completely ignore the public, completely disregard any concerns that we have. I don't know what to do. I don't know. Am I supposed to submit 3 emails? Am I supposed to get an attorney to submit an email for me? How can the public actually take part in a due process for accurate representation of meeting minutes that accurately reflect what actually occurs at these meetings? If someone has information on some sort of process I'm supposed to engage in to inform beyond emailing the clerk and the board here and the committee, which I have done twice, again, as I mentioned, first on August 31st and again today, please let me know. I would like to engage in a fair public process, and I think it is very important that meetings are recorded in the permanent public record accurately and without distortion, omission of facts, or incorrect facts. Thank you. This is Zach Carnazes, again, addressing this body, and again, deeply concerned that the meeting minutes were just approved without any consideration, it seems, of the public. And I did actually submit, again, as I mentioned twice, 2 emails detailing corrections to the meeting minutes. So if those could be added, as mentioned previously just now, my summary of what I actually said, the actual facts, that would be appreciated. I mentioned so I sent a number of emails in August. None of them were replied to. I got a separate reply with a different subject line that did not accommodate my disability request, which is to have replies that actually are numbered, that they respond to the various issues around access and just basic fair treatment with regard to these meetings. There was yet another clerical error that told me the meeting was going to happen on September 7th, and I did not get a new email regarding the agenda, as it has apparently changed. Again, I have stated 3 emails at least, 2 meetings so far. File number 21033 states the incorrect respondent. I have said it over and over and over and over again. I don't know how many times I can say this without being talked down to and told that there's just, it's my fault or I'm confused. It's very clear that HSA is the respondent. They have been the ones providing the records and been responding since February. And that is the person who should be contacted to be heard for that case. The ongoing clerical errors are numerous, and I do not have time to list all of them. As I mentioned previously, I was denied an extension and a disability accommodation. That's happened more times than I can count now. I've had to involve the ADA coordinator and solely and specifically because this department does not seem to understand how to respond to or be just at all cordial or kind with regard to the most basic conditions of fair access to these meetings. People do not say their names when they're responding on these phone calls, so I don't even know who I'm speaking to. They don't even say when an item has a public comment after it, and that's not even announced on the agenda. It doesn't even say public comment for item 2 usually, for things like that. There are so many access issues to these meetings, and that's just a separate from the fact that, I get emails with these numbers, case number 2101, whatever it is, and they don't even say what the case is about. A simple sentence of substance would be a world of help to the public. This process is convoluted, it's difficult, and it seems that there are intentional barriers being put in place to make it even harder. Please stop and make this accessible. Thank you.
And if you only say a tiny portion of what they said, or misrepresent what they say, or say it wrongly, and so on and so forth, you're not doing your job under the law. The law requires a summary, and that means a fair representation of what the public has said. And I'm not sure why you're apparently so resistant to providing a fair summary. I also think that it would be useful for you to say names of who is speaking, so it's clear for the folks on the phone who's talking. And I certainly think, and have said it before and agree with Mr. Carnesi, that the specificity of the agenda should be, in all respects, useful to the public, including what is this complaint about. Most of the complaints are about violations of the same sections of the law. Why not say what it's actually about, specifically in a way the public can follow, and the individual even? Thanks very much.
First, I'd like to agree with the previous two speakers, especially about accuracy of what gets recorded in the minutes.
On public comment, I said there were repeated errors in the minutes, particularly with respect to the omission of our contact information. I said it was unnerving that Sunshine Task Force was so uncommunicative about how they're operating. I said Mr. Chafee had gotten notice of the meeting after the deadline for his opportunity to put stuff into the agenda, and there was no order of determination yet included as requested. So there's a lot more that's missing, unfortunately, and I wish you would not approve until there are improvements made.